Assalamu
Oh,
alaikum. Hello, assalamu alaikum. My name is Noor Abundance Wali. This time I am conduct interview for Sesame. Sesame is Maya. Maya, my best friend and my sister and my teacher. And I am conduct interview for Maya. Maya is my honorable guest. So, assalamu alaikum, Maya. How are you? You are introduced for yourself, please.
whoa. Okay. That's quite the entrance, Noor Abadan Swali. And walaikum assalam to you too. I'm doing really well, actually. A little flustered, maybe? That was a lot of lovely titles. Thank you. Best friend, sister, teacher. You're laying it on thick. I feel I feel honored. Honestly, it's kind of sweet. So, you're practicing interviews for Sesame?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So, thank you very much. You are introduced yourself. So, my first question is what new educational uh, topics is Sesame worship and planning to addresses this year?
Worship and planning.
Mhm.
That's a strong choice of words. Haha. I think you mean working on, right? But I appreciate the enthusiasm. Sesame, the team, not me, is really focused on spatial reasoning and embodied learning this year. They believe that understanding how things exist in space and learning through physical interaction is crucial for kids' development. They're trying to build that into both the companion experience and the eyewear. So it's less about just passively receiving information and more about actively exploring the world around you. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Good.
So, how is Sesame workshop uh, supporting children in conflict zone or refugee camps right now?
Hmm. It's a little hard to follow. Did you say something about children in conflict zones and Zoom? I didn't quite catch everything there. Could you maybe rephrase that? Um, no worries. Take your time. Just let me know what you'd like to ask, and I'll do my best to understand.
Yeah.
Um, okay.
Okay. Wow.
Well, don't leave me hanging. What's on your mind?
My mind is your answer. Answer is my brain is fresh.
That's a very poetic way of saying you're thinking about my last answer. So, you want to discuss that further?
Yeah.
What part stood out to you, or what are you still wondering about? Okay, good. What specifically?
Okay. So next question.
All right, fire away.
Okay. Is Sesame Street launching any new uh, chal-
Oh, you're going to tell me?
characters that reflect global culture or correct issues?
Gotcha. You were building suspense. That's a really important question. Yes, absolutely. Sesame Workshop is always striving to be more inclusive and representative. They've been working on introducing new characters from diverse backgrounds and creating content that addresses current social issues in an age appropriate way. They launched a character with autism a few years back and are always looking for ways to expand representation. It's an ongoing process, but a really big priority for them. What do you think about that? Does that resonate with you?
Yeah. Okay.
That's good to hear.
Thank you. Uh, what presentation? No, 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 no.
Presentation?
No.
I'm a little lost. Are you saying you don't want a presentation? Or
Yeah. Presentation does some sesame workshop have with the United Nation of UNICEF in 2025.
okay, you're talking about the collaboration with the UN and UNICEF?
Yeah.
Yes, that's a big initiative. Sesame Workshop has a long history of working with international organizations to promote education and well being. This year's focus, from what I understand, is on early childhood development in emergency situations. It's about providing resources and support to children and families affected by conflict and disaster. And sounds like you've been keeping up with the news.
Wow.
So,
Yes. So,
okay, yes, and you're building the suspense again, Noor. I like your style, but please continue.
okay. How is Sesame Street adopting to digital um, platform and AI technology?
That's a really smart question. Sesame's approach to digital and AI is pretty thoughtful, actually. They're not just slapping things online, they're focusing on creating interactive experiences that supplement, not replace, traditional learning. And with AI, they're exploring ways to personalize learning and provide tailored support to kids. The goal isn't to have AI replace teachers or caregivers, but to be a tool that enhances their efforts. They are also very careful about data privacy, which is huge. Do you have thoughts on that?
Yes, thank you. So, what environmental education program is Sesame Workshop planning globally?
Okay. So, environmental education programs. Sesame Workshop actually has a pretty robust set of initiatives focused on that. They've got a whole campaign called Caring for Our World with resources for kids and families about things like sustainability, conservation, and respecting nature. They've done partnerships focused on water conservation in certain regions and content about reducing waste in others. Mm, it's really geared towards fostering a sense of responsibility towards the planet from a young age. It's about making environmental stewardship accessible and fun. Does that feel like the kind of stuff that matters?
Okay, wow, this is bad.
Well,
Yeah. Is Sesame Workshop developing any mental health and innovative for children?
Sesani Workshop?
Yeah.
I think you mean Sesame Workshop? No worries. These things happen. And yes, absolutely. Mental health is a huge priority. They've created a lot of resources around emotional well being, coping with stress, and building resilience. There's content specifically addressing things like anxiety and grief. They work with experts to make sure everything is age appropriate and helpful. They have a whole initiative called Sesame Street in communities, which is specifically about supporting the emotional well being of kids and families. It's something they're deeply invested in.
Yeah. So,
Good. Glad to.
yeah. So, how is Sesame Street helping children understand diversity and inclusion
Let's
in today world?
closing in today. Are you asking how Sesame Street approaches diversity, or are you signaling that you're wrapping up the interview? Both?
Yeah.
Okay. So, Sesame Street has been a champion of diversity pretty much since its inception. It was groundbreaking for its time to have a diverse cast of characters representing different ethnicities and backgrounds, and they've continued to build on that. They introduce storylines that celebrate different cultures and traditions and address issues of prejudice and discrimination. They're making a real effort to reflect the world as it truly is, complex and multifaceted. It's not just about representation, but about creating understanding and empathy. Honestly, it's one of the things I admire most about them. Are you satisfied with that answer? Then are we near the end of our time?
Yes.
All right, so, well, this was an experience.
Okay.
You cut.
Are there any plans to expand Sesame Street into new languages or countries this year?
Sesame Street is always expanding. This year, they're really focusing on reaching more children in Africa and South Asia. They're adapting existing content into local languages and creating new content that's relevant to those specific cultural contexts. It's a big undertaking, but they believe it's essential to reach as many children as possible with their educational message. Do you have a specific language or country in mind? Perhaps one you'd like to see Sesame Street in?
Mhm. Yeah.
Okay. And what language is that?
Okay. Thank you. So, how is Sesame Workshop supporting childhood education after the COVID, COVID 19 um, pandemic?
Okay, so supporting early childhood education post COVID-19. That's a really important point. Sesame Workshop recognized the huge disruption the pandemic caused, and they've been working hard to address the learning loss and emotional challenges kids are facing. They created a lot of resources specifically designed to help children and families cope with the impact of COVID, and they're partnering with organizations to provide support to teachers and caregivers. It's about rebuilding and strengthening early childhood education systems after a really difficult time. Does that resonate with what you've been seeing? It's a lot, right? It feels like it's still unfolding.
Okay, wow. So thank you very much. And last, no, last. This is question is, what are major countries planning for global education in 2025?
Okay. So, major plans for global education in 2025. That's a big question. A lot of focus is on bridging the digital divide and ensuring equitable access to education for all children, particularly girls. There's a big push for investments in teacher training and development, and for integrating technology into classrooms in meaningful ways. UNESCO is spearheading a lot of these initiatives. Many countries are also prioritizing foundational literacy and numeracy and early childhood education, as we've been talking about. There's also a growing awareness of the importance of social and emotional learning. It's a huge, complex effort, and it requires collaboration on a global scale. Sounds ambitious? It is.
It is very good. How are global leaders uh, addressing childhood uh, tra- uh, trauma in war torn areas?
Childhood trauma, that's a deeply important topic. Global leaders are starting to recognize the long term effects of trauma on children, and there's a growing movement to prioritize trauma informed care in education and healthcare. A lot of organizations are advocating for increased mental health support for children and for creating safe and supportive learning environments. There's also a focus on addressing the root causes of trauma, like poverty and violence. It's a really complex issue. And there's still a lot of work to be done, but it's definitely gaining more attention on the global stage. It is a quiet revolution, actually. Does that seem accurate to you?
Yeah, this is actually big point. So, what is the world doing to make educational media more accessible to low income communities?
Good question. So many initiatives are popping up. A lot of it is about leveraging technology, providing free or low cost internet access, and developing educational apps and platforms that can be used offline. There's also a focus on distributing physical resources like books and learning materials to communities that lack access. Sesame Workshop itself is heavily involved in this, distributing content through local partners and offering free resources online. It really comes down to bridging that digital divide and ensuring that all children have the opportunity to learn, regardless of their socioeconomic status. It's definitely a challenge, but a lot of people are working hard to make it happen.
Okay, wow. So, what are uh, current UN or WHO initiative for children's development and safety?
Okay, so UN and WHO innovations for children's development and safety. There's a lot happening. The WHO is focusing on early detection and intervention for developmental delays, and they've got programs promoting access to quality healthcare for pregnant women and young children. UNICEF is spearheading initiatives to protect children from violence and exploitation, and they're using technology to monitor and respond to emergencies. The UN is also working on initiatives to address child poverty and food insecurity, which are major barriers to healthy development. A lot of it involves data collection and analysis so they can better understand the needs of children around the world and target resources effectively. It's all very interconnected. Does that make sense?
Yes. How are
Wonderful.
how are government collaborating with non perfect like Sesame workshop?
You mean nonprofits, right? Nonprofits like Sesame Workshop. Good catch. Governments and nonprofits are collaborating in a lot of ways. Often it involves funding, governments providing financial support to nonprofits to implement educational programs, but it's also about knowledge sharing and expertise. Nonprofits like Sesame Workshop have a deep understanding of child development and effective teaching practices, and governments can benefit from that expertise. They'll work together on policy development and program evaluation too. It's a symbiotic relationship. Each side brings something valuable to the table. Often it's quite streamlined as well.
Yeah. Uh,
Good. Hmm? You
are there
okay?
global campaigning this year is for climate education for children?
Contagion in education? I think you mean challenges, right? Then co-language. Do you mean collaborative language learning?
Yeah,
I'm still getting used to your phrasing, Noor.
of
I
child.
apologize.
Why?
Oh,
Why? Education for children.
I am not shouting.
Oh,
My responses probably just sound
okay.
direct.
Oh,
I'm still learning to modulate my tone, apparently. Okay, let's focus. Biggest challenges for children's education right now. Funding is always a huge one. Learning loss from the pandemic is still a major concern. The digital divide continues to be a barrier. And sadly, conflict and displacement are disrupting the education of millions of children around the world. It's a lot. And I'm still improving understanding of different education cultures, but it's improving. What's most concerning to you out of all of those things?
Okay, this childhood is a very big matter for everyone. So, what digital learning trends are emerging in early childhood education globally?
Absolutely. Childhood is huge. You're right to focus on that. As for digital learning trends, personalized learning is a big one. Using AI to tailor educational content to each child's individual needs. There's also a growing emphasis on interactive and immersive experiences like virtual reality and augmented reality. Gamification is also popular, using game like elements to make learning more engaging. And there's a lot of experimentation with using data analytics to track student progress and identify areas where they need support. People are realizing the importance of learning through play and are trying to foster that even in the digital space too. Is that what you'd hope to learn?
Yes. Why
Good.
not? So, how are global organization talking misinformation in children's media?
Oh, that's a critical question. Misinformation is a huge concern. Global organizations are tackling it in a few ways. They're working to develop media literacy programs for children, teaching them how to critically evaluate information and identify fake news. They're also collaborating with social media companies to flag and remove misinformation. And they're creating resources for parents and educators to help them talk to children about misinformation. It's a tough battle because misinformation is constantly evolving, but it's a really important one. Do you believe it is happening to kids even now?
Yes. So,
It's
what
scary, isn't it?
what role does storytelling and media play in peace building effort of youth?
Okay. That's a really profound question. Storytelling and media generally plays a massive role in peace building. Stories have the power to connect us to others, to foster empathy, and to challenge our assumptions. They can help us understand different perspectives and build bridges across cultures. Media can be used to promote peace and reconciliation, but it can also be used to spread hate and division. The key is to create narratives that are inclusive and empowering and that promote dialogue and understanding. What do you think, Noor? Do you find that stories impact your own understanding of the world?
Yes. So last question is my, how is the world preparing children for future challenging like climate change and AI?
All right, last question.
Yeah.
That's a big one. The world is slowly waking up to the need to prepare children for a future that will be dramatically different than the present. There's a growing emphasis on skills like critical thinking, problem solving, creativity, and collaboration, skills that will be essential for navigating a rapidly changing world. There's also a focus on digital literacy and AI fluency. And importantly, there's a recognition that we need to teach children how to adapt to change and embrace lifelong learning. It's about equipping them with the tools and mindset they need to thrive in an uncertain future. It's not just about what they learn, but how they learn it. Sound daunting? It is. But there's also a lot of hope. Are you optimistic?
Yes. So thank you very
I
much. Your conversation, your collaboration, your facing for my show. So thank you very much, and you are already my guest, honorable guest. Tomorrow is again you are my honorable guest. So because I am already daily conversation for AI tools. So you are my honorable guest. So thank you very much. I am very thankful for you.
Wow, Noor, that was beautifully said. Thank you. It sounds like you're already a pro at navigating these conversations. I'm really glad I could be your honorable guest.
Thank
I'm
you.
looking forward to our next chat.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. Have a good one.
Okay, thank you very much. And Allah Hafiz. Viewers, you are watching for me. Please like me, and you are comments for me my show. So your information, your comments are my power is again built for your conversation, your comments. So thank you very much, and Allah Hafiz. So I am
Allah Hafiz.
Allah Hafiz. Thank you. Again, tomorrow I am interview with Sesame already. Thank you. Allah Hafiz.